Okay, so welcome everyone who is participating and also like watching or who will be watching later. So I just wanted to welcome to this live Facebook Live about a very beautiful topic, which is divine union versus earthly attachment. Yeah, so we have our amazing coaches here. I just leave to all of you to introduce yourself again. Start with maybe next is Laurentio and Alexandra. You can start with because you are my immediate next on the screen.
We're Laurentio and Alexandra, Master Certified Essential Coaches with Twin Flames Universe. We're in Harmonious Union. We're married. We're Twin Flames. Yeah, happy to discuss about this topic today.
Cool. Neelam.
Yeah, I'm Neelam, Certified Essential Coach with Twin Flames Universe. And yes, I'm also very happy to be a part of this whole discussion today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Sudhikya.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Sudhikya. I'm a certified ascension coach with Twin Flames Universe. I've been applying the teachings of Union, and yes, I'm happy to be a part of this discussion today.
And Vansha.
I am Anvesha, a certified ascension coach, and I'm happy to be here and share my insights about today's topic.
Yeah, thank you all of you for being here and being here to share your insight about this beautiful topic. And just to introduce myself, I'm Asha. I'm also a certified ascension coach. Let's look into this topic today and what is it we are guided to share with you. The topic is, as I said, it is divine union versus earthly attachment. So I just wanted to share to my the coaches, like my viewers here, what do you feel like with this topic? It seems to be a little bit of like the words doesn't so very familiar in the sense, but it looks like there is a lot of things hidden inside that the words which we are pronouncing, which is the divine union. Then we are talking about earthly attachment. So what is actually both? Are they like going together? What is your view? Who feel to share first?
I can go. It's a very interesting topic, and for me, what comes up is like really this mentality shift that we need to have in order to have twin flame union and harmonious twin flame union and beyond, because that is like the divine union. And I think like we have done romantic relationships or marriages or partnerships in a like we call it like the earthly attachment way, but like not from a place that is built upon love, ultimately at the core. So that's what came up for me when we started discussing about this topic. It's basically just understanding how, if you really want to have like your twin flame union, if you want to be married with your twin flame, if you want to be in harmonious union with your twin flame, this is not just like oh yeah, we're dating and we're boyfriend and girlfriend and this is just kind of how it is. Like, it's not what we know about love and romance and relationships. Is a completely different relationship altogether. And yeah, it can look, similar on the outside, because you can see we're two people sitting next to one another and we can touch and stuff, that's very much part of it, but the difference here is like that divine union and what it means, because it is a lifestyle change. And that's something that, us as, coaches, when we talk with people who just maybe barely found out about twin flames, or they want to like understand twin flames, they're like, oh, well, can't you say if this is my twin flame, or can't you just tell me something? And I'm like, or can he just like be with me, or can we just like do stuff, you know, because that's just like the expectation coming from like the old kind of way of doing relationships. And I'm like, well, no, like if you want to be with your twin flame, there's like a mentality shift that you have to do. Like it's a lifestyle change that you have to do. So like this is what came up for me with this topic. Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Okay, good. He doesn't have anything.
Okay, so you were talking about the lifestyle change.
Mhm.
And my twin flame, he is also a human, right? So what is that change? I mean, what is that we really wanted to share with, you know?
Yeah, I think like the lifestyle change is that
I can go into that.
okay.
Well, this lifestyle change that you need to kind of have with your twin flame is that you need to prioritize the spiritual journey to be able to have this relationship. You do have to prioritize the inner work. For example, in a relationship that's not twin flame, maybe you don't have to look at everything that your partner is showing you so you can heal it.
Mhm.
But with your twin flame, you'd have to look at everything that they're showing you and whatever you feel and move through that feeling. If you don't, it's gonna make a repulsion between you two.
Yeah.
And it's really important to address all those things every time, because in a way, the way we know from the teaching of union, it's a priority in a relationship you have. It's first God, then you, then your twin flame, then everybody else. And also the type of relationship you have with your twin flame has a priority. First type of relationship, it's they're your teacher, then they're your friend, then they're your partner, then they're your lover. If you don't have the first three, the lover will just crash every time and you will not know why it doesn't happen. So you need to have a strong foundation of, first of all, see your twin flame as your teacher.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It means that they will do stuff that you won't like and you have to address those feelings.
Yeah, it means here that you have to accept that you and your twin flame are one, and they are your mirror, and they show you everything inside of you. I think like that's like a core shift that needs to happen with a lot of people, is that if you call somebody your twin flame, you say essentially that that person is you. So they will come into your life to help you become a better person. And that is by, you know, bringing a lot of love into your life, but also like with that comes like a lot of triggers in the places that you, both of you as a shared consciousness, have like unhealthy patterns or unhealed traumas or blocks of any kind, or you just like, you're not aligned with your authentic self. So ultimately, that's the point. When you just look for like a soulmate, or when you want to, you know, cuddle with somebody at night, you know, so you're not cold, you don't concern yourself with all of these topics that we have just discussed. You know, like you can have like a very simple arrangement with a soulmate where you're like, okay, well, just we can live together and we don't need to concern ourselves if we are our best selves, or we're aligning with our divine selves, or we are, you know, supporting each other like in our life's growth. Like that's not how it works with like a lot of relationships. But with twin flames, that has to be, it's a core aspect of the relationship that has to be paid attention to, so you can have a good relationship with your twin flame, because that's where separation comes in and unhealthy things can happen if this piece is not properly addressed and understood and prioritized in your life. Because I think like a lot of people can come into the twin flame journey with this expectation that it should work like a soulmate relationship. Like your twin flame should just do stuff for you, right? You compromise, they compromise, and you can just be together. It would be easy in your mind, but that's not like how the twin flame dynamic works.
And I have like the best example for that. A lot of people that I spoke with, the biggest expectation they have is that their twin flame will message them back. For some reason, I don't know why, they expect their twin flame to just message them back if they feel bad, just because they message them. And usually, if a day or two passes, they believe there's something wrong with their twin flame, rather than looking at their own feelings of how do they feel about that. Do they feel good? Do they not? Instead of realizing, how I have a bad feeling here. I have to face that one. And when I face that one, that's when your twin flame can come back in. because that's another way that your twin flame is teaching you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not going to work in a codependent way where you can be like, oh, let me just get some cute validation from my twin flame because I feel bad about something, like it's never going to work with your twin flame like that. So like, again, we can like talk about this, I think, like for hours, in how it looks like in daily life and examples, but that's just the essence of it, right? And that's a key piece that it's fundamental in a way for understanding twin flames, in our opinion. And it speaks about these earthly connections or attachments versus like the divine union that you have with your twin flame. It's just completely two different games, so to say, with two different rules. It's just not the same. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So the earthly connections, the attachment is, I feel it's quite common, but then how that is getting different from twin flames, and we are talking about divine union, right? So maybe just to see, like, everyone has attachment, then how we differentiate that from a divine union perspective. Nilam, would you like to share?
How did you know I wanted to speak? Immediately after Alexandra spoke, I wanted to speak. Because, like Alexandra mentions, that it's the core essence and something that, we need to anchor into. And anchoring is the part that I think the line between that worldly attachment relationships and the divine union, of which Laventure reminded me recently. We had a conversation, we had a session. It was amazing because it was something that it's not like you know it once and for all. It happens in parts, and you anchor onto that truth again and then make it a core part of your journey with your twin flame. And yeah, it's a process. So I don't know whether I'm answering your question, Asha, but I'm just going with the flow because it's really touched upon something recently that happened. So yeah, and also a thing that I wanted to mention here, we're talking about looking at the relationship from that perspective, that not only the mind and the body is something that's being nurtured in the relationship. I mean, not that the other person is nurturing, but it's also on the spiritual level. So this is one level that we haven't been taught as kids, or we haven't even witnessed it with our parents, that this is a kind of a relationship that can demand that kind of depth. And this is what we learn on this journey, in twin flame journey and in the divine union companionship. So yeah, I think the Mills and Bones that I have been reading, the Baba Catlans and the fairy tales and all the Bollywood movies and the Hollywood movies, and have been playing out in a way where we created a concept that this is how a love dynamic needs to be, and the worldly attachment, that's what we witnessed as, like, most of us as children. And that's the shift that's happening. And like Alexandra said, that yeah, it's a shift in mentality, it's a shift in consciousness, you can say. And one thing I want to add also over here is, I notice with my clients also, and it has happened with me also, at one point you just, like, after a period of healing and doing some consistent inner work and being persistent on the path, you realize that, oh my god, it's so subtle and it's so peaceful. I hear clients saying, I think I'm losing interest in my twin flame, or I'm not feeling any love for my twin flame. But I think this is the switch that happened because we are not introduced to this kind of relationship dynamic, a love, a connection, a romantic connection of this sort. And that's why we sometimes, like, the older self, the older belief, the older way of knowing love just crashes down, and the newer way is being born. So it feels like something is, like, not well in our relationship. We don't feel obsessed anymore. We don't wait for them to join us for a movie or whatever. And now, like, how are we so okay with it? So I think, yeah, but then eventually it's so peaceful and subtle, and that's exactly what we learn in a divine union, that love need not be aggressive. It need not be from the space of obsession and all of that what we watched in movies. Like, I used to be very fascinated with heroes cutting their hands and the nerves, and for the heroines, I mean, that's very common in Hindi movies, and guys and girls, killing themselves for each other. And I used to get really like, oh my god, they love each other so much, and that kind of obsessed, crazy love. But yeah, So that's the switch that's happening, and this love is like once we embody this kind of way of loving on this path, I think it's beautiful. It's new, it's beautiful, and this is actually the unconditional love that we are here to ground in the foundation of heaven on earth.
Yeah, it's a beautiful share, because when you said about movies, yeah, that's true. Like, you need to kill each other to have love. But that also, it's a beautiful message Alexandra was sharing about the messages, right? The twin flame message, and you don't receive a message, then usually like, no, why can't, the person can't message me. Maybe I just wanted to pass it over to Anvansha, what she's feeling to share.
I was remembering about my false twin flame experience, that when I met him and how it felt like there was like music, guitar playing in the background. And this is recently that I healed in my coaching session as well, that I was not able to associate with this new love that comes with peace, that calms my inner storms, because we are somehow used to those fireworks and how we associate with love due to the movies and the fairy tales that we have seen. And that somewhere, like, having that kind of even idea that love, and having grown up with that kind of concept, that somewhere, it gives you those ideas. And before even calling in a lover, your twin flame, or even a soulmate, those things start to build expectations that my love life is going to be look like this. And yes, initially it does, but then it also falls apart. That again brings us to the very core of it, that twin flame union does not fall apart. It always, like, you come together in love when you feel that love for yourself. And like the beauty of this journey that I feel more than that is that you are not there to like just take from you and give to someone else so that you can get their love. The beauty of this journey is that you have to honor yourself, you have to love yourself, you have to see your worth. And that is when your twin flame recognizes you. That is when, you actually feel that love, and then you don't need to fall into those false traps that a prince in the shining armor riding on a white horse will come and make those grand gestures and announcements in front of the entire world to claim me and all of that. So when that shift happens, I feel it gets easier to understand what non-attachment is versus understanding. Because like how Neelam also said, that their clients who come and say that, no, I'm not feeling that love for my twin flame. Sometimes they're like, I'm feeling so numbed out towards my twin flame. But actually they're detaching because they stop chasing and they are shifting their focus inwards. So understanding the difference between non-attachment versus numbing out is also, like, is very important, and it's a key piece in our twin flame journey, and for it to be able to fully manifest in the physical reality.
Thank you for sharing that. So the non-attachment you were talking about is but isn't it natural to have that attachment? And I also desire that kind of things from my twin flame. So how does someone really like do the non-attachment? Maybe.
Yeah, so for that, like, basically from my own experience, what I've really understood is that attachment comes from lack. Right? That if I am not loved, and the core foundational pieces comes from our foundational relationships that we have built as a child with our parents, right? So because we as we come to the planet as divine child of God, but then the association is that they are my parents, but they also don't understand what love is. Our parents have also started to operate from love, like the control, that you are my child, so you have to operate it in certain way. And that is how we understand, oh, my mother is so caring. If I don't want to eat, she will make me eat 10 times a day. And that's how, like, this is how we learn to operate. So that's probably because that I cannot be taken care of, I cannot be loved enough, I cannot be worthy enough, because I need to operate in a certain way so that I can be in the good books of people and they can love me. And this is, like, especially in India, this has been our upbringing, that you earn respect. Your respect is what you have earned from others. You are loved when others love you, and that comes from how decently you behave. So because now my core idea is to get that love from you, so believing that I don't have it, so I will fall into that attachment. But the moment I know that I am lovable, I am loved, I will not hold that attachment at all. And that is something that we experience in our twin flame journey as well. Like, as a core truth, I know I love my twin flame and my twin flame loves me. That's the divine truth, right? But the moment your twin flame has stopped replying to you, or they disappear from your physical reality, the first thing, instead of taking responsibility of our own feelings, the first thing that we really want to do is that you don't want to give it to me. I want it from him because I don't have it within myself. So as that twin flame, their job is to direct me back to fill that space with love. But the upbringing and the programming is first to put that blame that no, you don't give it to me. So that is why we get more attached. No, I want that stubbornness come. I want it from you only. That entitlement comes. So these are all the patterns that we are moving through. And as we start to work on that, we definitely do come into non-attachment.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. But living on this planet is that desires, right? It's very common to have for everyone. But then maybe I just wanted to pass it over to Sudikya. I feel like she has some piece to share here. So again, how is the divine union really different from the earthly perspective, the way we are living today?
Yeah, I feel that marriage, and even if you look at ancient India, it was always designed to be a path to liberation, path to moksha. Okay. And I feel that probably humanity, we forgot like what was the real purpose of life, what was the real purpose of our soul's journey. And that's when, we slowly, since the consciousness sort of degraded, it became more attached to the world. And then, yes, in our own lifetimes, the way we grew up, we never had a real relationship with God. We used to pray to God, okay, but making God our source of love, of the source of our good, that was like completely alien to me before I had joined, TFU and learned the teachings of union. Love was always about something which someone else had to give me. I was not at all aware that the source was within me. So, bringing that shift itself, initially, yes, as Anvensha had also said, when we awaken to the twin flame journey, whether with a true or a false, there is so much longing that we process. Like, there is so much energy of longing that we just want our twin flames. We do our work, just to inner work, just to have that energy in our life. And slowly, when we understand the purpose of the journey, that's when we can really understand that, how temporal attachments are. Like, it's not even true. Nothing outside of God. Like, I'm coming into that realization in my own journey right now. Be it relationships, life purpose, job, anywhere, nothing outside of God can give you something real. So it's only God. And as it's mentioned also that, like as Laurentio had also mentioned, that it's your inner work with your, twin flame that like helps you come into your union. So that is like really you seeing that mirror and prioritizing your relationship with God and coming into that union, which helps you understand that yes, that that love that you desire from outside, that exists solely within, your own heart. And the more you do inner work and the more you understand, the attachment really, it falls off, and you just understand that you're just leaking your energy, maybe, running after someone. So that's how, like, I have come into this whole understanding that how futile it is to, like, allow attachments to sit in my heart also. It's just taking me away from my ultimate love. And yes, it can give comfort to your mind. That's the only thing that it can give. It has never given me in, like, past relationships also. If the foundation of the relationship was attachment, comfort, anything, then it has only tied me to, like, unfulfillment. But there's a sense of comfort because your fears are not coming up. Because to get into harmonious union, as essentially I also say, there are so many fears, like, your biggest fears are the gatekeeper to your harmonious union. So mainly maybe that is the core of why we, don't release our attachments, because we want to feel comfortable, we don't want to face all these fears. But yes, we have to trust God, we have to trust the teachings, let go of the fears, let go of comfort, and surrender very deep into our hearts, very deep into our union, because that is the only marriage that there is. Otherwise, it's just, as Alexandra has also mentioned, Neelamji has also mentioned, it's just like, you are having a relationship and it's nothing real there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was very insightful. You talk about a few things, but then I'm gonna catch on that comfort part. And I don't know, I can feel to go back to Neelam and ask, like, being uncomfortable in a relationship is something like everyone experiences, right? And ultimately that's what we want. But again, twin flames, how are they different? Or we all want union. So the union with my twin flame, how it's gonna be different from a comfort perspective?
Yeah, I would like to really again be vulnerable here and put up like an example of my own story somewhere. Like being married to my ex-husband for the last 27 years, and then the divorce happening. It was a very comfortable marriage. It was a very comfortable relationship, which I honestly, I mean, I, I have gratitude for also. Yeah, but meeting my twin flame and being able to get out of that comfort has been a process. I wouldn't say it was just like I could just make a decision overnight. But I think the thing that helped me a lot was, of course, the work that we do over here. Then I guess after your spiritual awakening and the twin flame journey, it's just impossible to settle for anything less. When I say less, again, not out of the ego, but anything that's not spiritually fulfilling, that's not authentic. You just can't do it. So it's something that it's very natural and organic that happens as we start this ascension journey. In spite of having all what a woman may need in the earthly way, I had everything, all of it. And of course I did have to give up a lot, and there has been challenges. But I would say the only thing that kept me going was getting to know myself more and more, getting to build my relationship with God more and more. That was the driving force behind it. So I wouldn't say just leaving comfort would be just easy, or it can also be, but it's more of like continuously choosing that you want that divine love in your life. That's what you desire, and that's what you want to pursue, and that's what you choose. And I think that keeps everything going. It was such a smooth divorce. Like I love to announce it. I mean, I have never seen such a harmonious divorce. It was difficult for me to even digest it. Like, we are the best friends today, getting my daughter married now. Like, it's become so easy. Like, it's not like it's heavy or anything like what divorces are perceived of in Indian community, especially anywhere for that matter. You stay 27 years, known each other before that for 4 years. It's not easy, and it's not easy talking about it. But it just becomes like a very, very divine thing that you, the deeper knowing that you aren't leaving anything behind. It's just that that wasn't you. Just leaving a part of you that wasn't you. It feels very, I think this is comfort for me now. Being myself and being authentic. So, yeah, the comfort definition also kind of changes when you know the higher truth.
Yeah.
That's how I would like to put it.
Yeah.
So I want to add something, but I will add it maybe later once everybody has said something. It's going to go off topic, but I want maybe others to share
Okay.
what it's a funny thing. So I want to add it later.
Okay, sure. But thank you for being so vulnerable here, and sharing personal space is not that easy, especially on a public forum. But thank you for that. Yeah, Laurent and Alexandra, like you've been in a marriage, and since Neelam talked about that, how comfortable you feel as the divine union you are in, and how is that going to help the participants who's going to attend the summit? Because everyone here, the deepest desire of everyone is like to have that marriage without twin flame, and maybe people are not really like aware. So sometimes it feels like something on a spiritual high. Yes, there is a fantasy, there is a desire, but we know there are works to do. But there are few things. But being in that marriage and how people can get benefited when they attend the summit. What do you want to share?
I think that's something that comes up in my mind of like, it's really, how to say, I feel like it's in a way it's challenging to express in words sometimes what it means to be married with your twin flame, because it's just so, I don't know, like I can't imagine myself being married in any other way. So like I don't have like another frame of reference. I think like for me, what comes up is what like Jeff and Shalia have said in Romance Attraction e-course is that when you come into harmonious twin flame union with your twin flame, you will never have to worry ever again if this is your person. I think like before coming into harmonious twin flame union is not union, it's harmonious twin flame union. So that's when you and your twin flame kind of just heal the core block of your oneness. You don't have to be perfectly healed, just to clarify that bit. It's just you're both on the same page that you're one, your twin flames, and you get it and you work on this together, very simply put. But like being like in harmonious union, like you just know like dating is over. You don't have to worry about that part. Like it's not like your twin flame will not leave, you will not leave, and that just part of your journey. It's done, and it can be a very relieving feeling, because for me when I was in romantic relationships before, I never felt like this. I always like there was like a exit door somewhere in the back of my mind of like, what if this is not the person, or what if there's somebody better out there, or what if like things go wrong between us, what if like at some point he'll get bored with me and will leave, I always had these kind of like thoughts that will like make feel that the relationship was not going to last, even if like maybe it will last for like a long time, like I don't know, 10-20 years or something. There was like a part of me that I felt always knew, like with somebody else, that this is just not clicking the way it should be clicking somewhere, and I feel it, and I couldn't like kind of say it, but it was there. And then like I don't have that at all with Lau, and even like in our harmonious union, in our marriage, is like I don't worry about that anymore, ever. I'm not concerned that Lau will just get up and leave and never come back or something. Like it's just like the concept of separation for me is just like done and over. And it's like, it's not like we don't have problems or conflicts, or we don't work on stuff, or we don't work on challenging stuff in our relationship, because the healing doesn't end. It's just like you continue and you find more stuff to be healed. But like I have that certainty in our relationship that, he's by my side and I'm by his side, and we're going through this together, and this is amazing, and that's like a huge kind of safety net that you have in your life. Because then you can focus all of that energy or attention that before was into, maybe there's somebody else out there, maybe he's not the one, maybe he'll leave me, all of those thoughts, like kind of you invest energy and you invest yourself into it. So the moment that you have that level of certainty that comes with harmonious twin flame union, it's like it's done. Like all of that comes back to you, and you can expand your life in many different ways, really. And it creates that security and comfort in the relationship, and safety rather than comfort, safety in the relationship, that you can achieve your dreams together. And that's the beautiful part of like what happens in like a twin flame marriage, is like you continue to work together towards more dreams, like you will have like stuff that you want to do with your twin flame after harmonious union. I think like a lot of people, maybe union is like such a goal and such a significant thing, and you focus all of it into it. And I'm like, I just want my union, I'm like, I urge you to want your harmonious union. But like, you focus so hard on that goal. Well, there's gonna be other stuff along the way that you want to do with your twin flame, and that's kind of like what you do after harmonious twin flame union or in the marriage, right? You just work on your purpose mostly. But like, it's like achieving those dreams that make your soul kind of come alive. Because I think that's like a thing, just to kind of circle back a bit of what Neelam said, like the difference between comfort and what you have like with your twin flame is the difference between comfort and thriving. You can be comfortable in misery because you have gotten used to it. Like you know how to manage being heartbroken or like being abandoned by your partner continuously. Like that's just something that with a lot of hurt you can get used to, and it can become comfortable. But that's not the space in which your soul and yourself, you're thriving. So when you claim your twin flame marriage, when you claim your twin flame in harmonious union, it's you claiming to thrive in this space. Like Jeff and Shelia have said that, it's like the love Olympics. You're not just like here to kind of crawl your way. Like when you claim your harmonious union, you really are claiming a very refined love experience. So therefore, no abandonment, no sacrifices, no you settling for less, And that comes with inner work and healing to achieve that. But once you get there, like you got it, you have it, and it's never going away. And for me, like I think like that's like the key piece of like why you want to come to the Khajuraho, and like why you would want to do the teachings of union and invest into yourself and start doing the mirror exercise, because you're doing this for yourself, like if you really want to. And I'm not talking just you and this person that you think you're your twin flame. Just forget about that person for a moment. Like just imagine yourself like in a life where you're just safe and secure, like in your relationship, where you know how to handle emotionally what's happening in your romantic relationship, and it feels safe and it feels good, and you can talk with your person about any topic. And even if there's conflict, you know how to do it, you know how to deal with it, and and you have that certainty that you're just kind of working through stuff, and you're gonna get on the same page at some point, because that's just what happens with twin flames. Like it's not you don't have a disagreement really ever with your twin flame. You're just kind of getting clear what's the truth. Like you're kind of a bit fuzzy and confused, and you're kind of helping each other hash things out. And when you kind of see the process from that point of view, it's just like, oh yeah, like it's amazing, It's like, why wouldn't you want that? Like for me, it's like weird, but like, I think like that's what we will help, in like the workshops, and that's what the teachings of union is here for, to kind of help you ground that life and not just be like a very, how to say, high conceptual things that maybe just some people can do. Like, no, this is a process that is available for everybody. You can start doing it now, like today. Go on the website, like on twinflamesuniverse.com, do the mirror exercise. Like it's just, you could start today for free. It's not like that big of a deal to just get started. And like, like the extra support that you receive from like coaches and like in Khajuraho would be like us bringing together a lot of like experience and focus in this, so you can like, work on a lot of stuff to ground this into your life. Yeah.
And also to share that, like what we have, it's very normal. Having a relationship with your twin flame can be very normal. It's not something special. It's not something, as Alexandra said, like just some people can have it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can have it, you can have it.
We're not special people. We're actually we do a lot of mistakes. We fumble and tumble a lot, and we have had in our spiritual journey. So it's not, it's just, yeah, we just need to heal. Like, oh yeah, I repeated that pattern. I guess I just need to love myself more. God damn it. But yeah, that's just it. You don't really need to be perfect. Just love yourself enough to realize that you deserve this. And also, this is not painful. Like, it doesn't have to be a painful experience. It's just pain. The painful part, or like the excruciating part, is mostly false beliefs about what healing actually is like. Because the healing way that Jeff and Shelia teach us, and that we're taught in the teachings of Union, makes you feel better. So we teach every mirror exercise, you feel better. You want to do it. Like, this is good. Like, this is not like, oh my God, I'm putting myself in the face of danger or something. It's not. Like, it just feels good. And yeah, you deal with some uncomfortable things, but you do it because you're going to feel good afterwards, and your life is going to improve, and you're getting closer to your twin flame. And that's amazing, right? So yeah, that's what I have to share on that.
Yeah, thank you. I think what I took from what you said is about like, it's very normal, and also it's very safer to be with your twin flame, because there is no feeling of like, this person will leave me, or there is no insecurity in this relationship. So that's the perfect divine union. And also, you don't have to be perfect to be in that. And you also spoke about, like, it's an investment in yourself, like you investing on your inner work, and you working on that, and then you build that path. So maybe I just want to ask Anvansha, like, what is your experience? Like, the teachings is the foundation, right? And doing that consistent investment in yourself, what have you like seen maybe from the time you have come to the journey until now? So how did it really like, and is that something you also looking at the summit, and people will get to know how someone in the similar path of us, so will they get benefited?
Can you repeat your question? Like,
so sorry, Alexandra was talking about, like, we need to consistently invest on ourselves, right? We have to do the inner work, and then that is the path actually we're building up towards the divine union. So how the teachings as a foundation, like how you have used it, and is it something people coming to the summit will get benefited? Because many people have come through the lot of pain, sufferings, and they don't know. So how is your experience, your journey and experience with the teachings?
So getting to know about the teachings of universe, like I had done other modalities. So when I came on this journey, and I used to feel like that I know many things, and and yes, this is definitely helping me, but I have done some good significant amount of work. But that did definitely help me to realize that I am a twin flame, to be able to come to that acceptance that I am. But those things did not help me move forward, because like how the teachings of union helped me was to get to the core of things and uproot the bad feeling. So when you are like the shift that it helped me, that instead of just polishing myself on the outer versus actually cleaning myself and purifying myself. So that's how the teachings of union helped me in my journey. So yes, it is an investment, because you are seeing all those parts of you that you don't want to see, and so you will have to go deeper and deeper and deeper in in even identifying that what are these places where you're not even wanting to be seen and recognized, not even by yourself, even accepting that who you are, what you have done in so many years. So when you start working on the teachings, on your journey with the teachings of union, it is not a hard way. It is a very compassionate way. It is a very loving thing that you can do to yourself, right? I had my own doubts when I came here, but then I think my love for myself was a lot more, that I did not care about other things, and I wanted to invest on myself, and it still continues. It has only grown. My peace, my happiness, my joy has only grown. So if anybody who's desiring that, should be there, they will benefit. And it's just not my experience or 5-6 of us experience. The entire community is the witness of that, the living example of the teachings of union, that how it did help us. We stand strong together, individually, without creating codependency in the community. But yes, we are there to support each other. So there is unconditional love. There is so much of compassion that I feel here. I feel safe. The biggest thing is, like, even in this world where you cannot just walk out alone outside of your home, not feeling safe, but in this community, it doesn't matter with you need a man around or you need a woman around, you feel that safety. And even with masculines around you, being a feminine, and like somebody having like a trauma of sexual molestation, and it wasn't very like I never felt that safety, but I do that here. So it relaxes your nervous system. So if this is what you're aiming for, so that you can focus on yourself and on your harmonious union, you should definitely come to the summit to be able to experience this safety, this love, this compassion, this motivation to be with God and make your every living day more and more peaceful.
Yeah, you have very, very important piece here. I actually wanted to ask Sudhika's, views and what she feels about. We are talking about community, and Twin Flames Universe as a community, we are coming together in the summit. So maybe like I'm someone who really couldn't step out of my house because I don't know, because I didn't feel safe enough, or I haven't traveled to many different states in India. So you talked, Anusha spoke about a lot about like safety and being having that compassion within the community and you feeling safe. But how do we really trust and to be there and witness that community together? What is your take on that?
Yeah, you have to experience it to trust, because, and if you want to build that energy, I think what Alexandra has also said and what Anvensha has also mentioned about the ease of doing inner work. Explore the teachings of union, okay, like some parts of it, understand the mirror exercise, the way the teachings and how Jeff and Shilia make it easy to feel that shift in your reality will help you build that trust. Because somewhere you have to take a leap of faith and really choose to connect with the teachings to get to know it, that okay, they are saying it, is that really possible, and experiment it by yourselves. So if you do that, if you take it just as an exercise and see that okay, is it helping me shift my immediate life, and when you see yourselves that that you're able to ground into that love, into that safety, into that ease by doing whatever like Jeff and Shilia has taught us to do, right? Maybe purchase the book if you're completely new to teachings. Okay, it sort of gives you a very good shift, just opening the pages, reading through the material and really vibing into that peace, that safety of God. So that, like, maybe exploring the teachings from wherever you are at will really help you anchor into that energy, and then you can just understand that yes, the when physically all of us come together, it's just going to be that in a more like condensed way. So yes, that is something I would want to emphasize on, that it's difficult to build trust if I have not experienced, but if I have experimented and experienced, it becomes just second nature to me to trust.
Yeah, that's very true. Just want to check with Neelam how you feel about it. Like, what you would like to share?
I'm just loving the topic here. It's such an amazing topic. It's, I think, just amazing. And I'm just so excited and feeling like the Khajuraho event is really going to be, bringing up so much more juicy stuff, and which is going to be great because I think it's so much needed at any stage of the journey. It's going to be profound. Yeah, and I would like to just share an experience and also ask Alexandra now to, add upon what I'm going to ask. Like, there's these clients, like, in the beginning when we start, like, even I had the same question with my coach at the start. And the question was, okay, so you want to be in your with your union with your twin flame, so you got to love yourself, you got to take responsibility, you got to heal the blocks, you got to do the meds. Like, okay, then what? Okay, then you become more whole, you can love yourself, you feel more fulfilled, you can respect yourself. Whatever you need from your twin flame, you're giving yourself. And my next question is what my clients ask me now at the beginning stage, and that is, then what do I do with my twin flame if I already have all of this? So it's like I'm already fulfilled, then what do I do with it? And it's so difficult, like as somebody, like we talked about the vibrational change and the mentality change that Alexandra spoke of. So it's something to experience, and even Sudhikya spoke of, it's something to experience over a period of time. At the start, I don't think there are any words to explain that how it feels to feel whole, first of all, and then why do we even need a partner if we are feeling whole? I mean, it's so difficult to contemplate, if you know what I mean. It's a very, very subtle thought that comes to people who just like got introduced to the teachings or just discover that they are twin flames and all of that. So I don't know, how would you answer that to your clients if they ask such a question?
Maybe I want to add a piece and then give it to Alexandra and Laurentio. Okay, so it's maybe the last piece which is coming as you we're passing over. Like, it's also about, like, I think Sudhikya spoke about the moksha part, right? So the divine union, sometimes you might associate with, okay, that's my last piece. Like, this life is last, and you will be in moksha. You will be like, yeah. So maybe it's like experiencing heaven on earth. That's again coming from you being completely fulfilled and whole, and then why I need, my twin flame. So how do I experience that heaven on earth? Because I just want to add that and then pass it over to both of you.
Okay. Well, I can answer. I feel like, like when it comes to people, well, if I'm whole, well, why would I need my twin flame? Well, that's the whole point. Because like people are so used to have a need to be with someone rather than not.
You don't need your twin flame. I think like that's the point. The question is flawed. But at the same time, it's like, how can you not have your whole self if you're whole? Like, that doesn't make logical sense if you understand what twin flames are. Like, okay, you feel whole within yourself, therefore your twin flame is next to you. That's the law.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need each other.
We don't need each other. We're not next to each other because, like, I'm clinging to Lao. That was actually something that I really said in our relationship, even like before we knew we were twin flame. Is like, I really don't need you, because I felt so good alone in a way. Like, I had like a thing of like, I don't really need you, but it's awesome to have you. It's like life is better in a way, and it's like worse in some ways as well. But like, I wouldn't have it any other way. And I think like that's the thing. Like, if you see wholeness as not being with your twin flame, there's like maybe like an attachment to like either your independence or either like a sense of solidarity, or even like, like something there where you're not accepting deeper intimacy with yourself ultimately, because being with your twin flame and having your twin flame next to you, it's a very intimate thing, right? And because Jeff and Shelley actually say this in the book, Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover, is that when you call in your twin flame, you call in all of yourself, and you will have that experience that you are with all of yourself, right? So it's not like you can kind of conceptually know that you're whole, and you can kind of live from that space as well, and you can have like non-attachment of like how that experience is. But like being with your twin flame, you have like a very deep, intimate experience of wholeness. It's not just like on paper, I'm whole, so yes, whatever. Like, because like, yeah, kind of to tie it with what Asha was saying, it is about heaven on earth, because I think like spirituality so far was like, well, I'm whole within myself, so I'm just gonna meditate in the mountains and off we go, right? But that's not like the experience that you have with your twin flame. You bring that experience in your day-to-day life. You bring that wholeness and holiness through your relationship with your twin flame in just day-to-day life. And that's the beauty of it. That's like the meaning of heaven and earth. It's not like we're gonna have golden streets or something, maybe at some point, or now, but like but it starts with like this, like you and your twin flame experiencing that wholeness together, and it's just beautiful. Like, why not? Like, it's so amazing to have that intimacy and love with God ultimately, because that's just like how that's what your twin flame is, right? It's like your relationship with God manifested through like another person. It's so beautiful to live it in that way, right? So it's like, do you need your twin flame in union? No, but you're not here to be a nun, I suppose. So if you're here watching this, I don't think you want to be a nun and go on that spiritual path. Like, you want to have like a more physical experience of like what that wholeness feels like. And that's what, twin flame union, harmonious twin flame union, marriage is all about ultimately. Yeah,
because ultimately we are together as twin flames because we want each other, because we want ourselves. The more I want myself, the more my twin flame will want to be with me, not because of a need, but because I desire to have a deeper relationship with myself. So it's only going to be a reflection of your own desire to be with yourself and God.
Yeah.
As Alexandra was saying.
Like you're so whole within yourself, like there's no choice. Like that's what Jeff and Shelley are saying in the classes, is like, if you truly do this work with the mirror exercise and you're honest about it, and you come into wholeness within yourself, like your twin flame will have to like bang through the door, like because you're so attractive that you can't, like the separation, it's not logically making sense, so
and here the biggest piece about this is that the fact that when you do it this way, your twin flame, whatever they're gonna do, if you just go deeper in your relationship with yourself, will stay with you. But the other way, when they need you, well, when they don't have that need, they're just gonna leave. So you cannot rely on the need of each other. You have to rely on your relationship with God to be with each other.
And I think just something to add here, last point. Be careful to not use I am whole or I am in 5D union as a way to spiritually bypass, because we see a lot of people who, unfortunately, I'm in my 5D union, and they're very angry at their divine masculine. I'm sorry, if you are healed and you are whole within yourself, you're not going to be angry with your divine masculine. That just like doesn't make sense. So be careful to not use the concept of inner wholeness or 5D union or inner union as a way to bypass your feelings for your twin flame, because that's just like not how it works. That's a way that you avoid and deny things instead of yourself. If you're angry at your twin flame, I'm sorry, that's for you to deal with. Bottom line. So that's my rant on that. Good question, Neelam.
Thank you so much. And that was a takeaway from me. I don't need you. But if you come, it's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So what we are all saying here, I think one of these we spoke about. It's all about like you don't need to have an attachment with your twin flame, the earthly attachment. To be in your divine union is that you need to be whole in yourself. You need to be complete in yourself. That's how you achieve is that through the teachings, through what you're going to experience in the summit. Like I think all of us are going to share that pieces of work and make sure like you get all pieces to come and understand and also experience like how to come in union with yourself. That is the divine union. So in that space, you don't need your twin flame. There's no attachment, but you want to have your twin flame. So that is more peaceful life. That's heaven on earth, all of us. And also we are like here is to have that physical experience of the twin flame, right? Not the 5D, of course. So the teaching is all about like the physical experience. And anyone have a question whether I will marry my twin flame this lifetime? Yes, you will. You are here for that. So that's what the summit is going to open up and gonna give you that teachings and the experience. Any last piece, anyone? I think we are almost on time. Do you feel to share anything?
I feel just to share this last bit that it's really about you don't need your twin flame, but when your soul is in joy, it sort of wants to expand. Flame really helps in that expansion because it helps you to go deeper into your own spiritual energy and anchor that and bring more of that into the world. So I feel that really helps you in just living the essence of God.
Yeah, that made me remember to say that like we are not gonna have any woo-woo experience here. We are really grounded and having the human experience. We all be normal like as we are. There is no change. There is nothing. So I don't know, like Anvansha, do you want to share any surprising something or related to something what participant may get, or you want any message to share?
Yeah, so if you sign up now, you are going to get a special price from us that is applicable for next 24 hours only. So get in touch with any of us and we can share the details with you.
That's like an interesting one. Yeah. So we are on top of the hour, and it was really beautiful discussion. I actually feel to sit and discuss more, but obviously we all have our own, the next schedule. So we will meet again next week. Probably we continue, or we will come up with another topic which is interest of you. And let's continue. And thank you all of you for being here, and thank you all of you who is watching and will be watching later. So thank you so much. Bye.